back to WTOL 11 Your Day. I'm Haley, and as the market has shown us time and time again, it's extremely important to avoid devastating losses to your life savings once you get to retirement. Joining me now is Josh Malley, a partner with Golden Reserve, a Toledo area retirement planning firm that helps people in or nearing retirement. Well, Josh, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me on, Haley.
So why is it so important for retirees to understand their financial risk level?
Yeah, for us at Golden Reserve, I mean, this really hits home for us. See, we're retirement planners who focus on preservation and protection, not just growth, where the traditional advisor wants to focus. I think the saddest thing that we see is about 90% of retirees don't truly understand the risks that they're taking. They're done working, and they really don't have the extra money in reserve to take on a hit of 30, 40, 50% if we see a market correction or a market crash.
Okay, so what can big losses in retirement mean for someone?
As I mentioned, I mean, we work with only retirees. We know how important that day is when you finally make it to the top of that retirement mountain. I think what most folks don't realize is the real work at that point is just getting started. They're getting down that mountain, avoiding the retirement boulders. It's much harder than just saving money to get to the top. And if you're not paying attention and that market boulder rears its ugly head, it hits your family, it can be devastating. It's been well over a decade since the last big market hit that we've taken, but we know the story, right? Market corrections, they can delay retirement plans, or in some really sad cases, end up making retirees have to go back to work.
Wow, so what is the right amount of risk?
That's the magic question, right? There really is no right answer. It's just got to be right for you. We'll call it the sleep well at night test, right? Making sure that the risk that you're taking allows you to lay your head on the pillow at night and get some rest without being anxious about what you have in the market. I mean, start working or start thinking about what you have and how much of it can actually go backwards. We use a stress test to let our clients know in the roadmap for retirement that we prepare for them exactly how much their portfolio can go backwards. And then we can kind of adjust from there. I think one of the questions people should start asking themselves is, if I made an extra 20 or 25% in the market this year, would that change my life? And the answer generally is probably not. But if I lost 40%, would that change my life? And sometimes I think it probably would.
So I know we kind of touched on it, but why is market risk such an issue for retirees?
You'd be shocked how many people come in our doors, sit down, and we give them that roadmap, and they tell us that they're 100% safe. And when we show them our market tests, the stress tests that we run on their portfolio, they're actually 100% at risk in the market. And this generally happens because most folks will use the same financial advisor that got them up the retirement mountain to try and get them down. And many times that advisor, they just continue to use the same strategy and riskier investments that got that person up the mountain. And what they fail to do is adjust for the descent. They fail to adjust for some of those new risks that they're going to take on the way down the mountain, and that is truly a huge risk.
For you at home, if you want to understand the exact amount of risk in your portfolio and what that could mean in dollars when the market dips again, Josh has a great offer for you. Right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $250,000 or greater, he's offering a complimentary roadmap for retirement. This will allow Josh's team of retirement planners to sit down with you to assess where you are, then build a plan that covers figuring out your current risk and adjusting it for your goals, while also planning for taxes, investment fees, and long-term care. It's your own roadmap to get down the retirement mountain safely. Call 419-749-6780.
Well, Josh, we touched on it a little bit, but could you explain a little bit more on what this offer looks like?
Yeah, we'd love to have you into our office, sit down, and give you that free roadmap for retirement. We can touch on those 4 boulders, as we mentioned, right? The boulders such as taxes, market risk, fees, and then long-term care, just to make sure that you're prepared for that journey down the mountain.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Haley. I appreciate it.
And WTOL 11 Your Day, we'll be right back.